Seek joy, y'all. It's Arwen of Tarot by Arwen, and today we're going to talk about aces. Now, the aces in the tarot are the beginning of the suit. For me, I see them as a seed energy of that suit, so they're the potential of the energy. And the way I do tarot is I associate a direction, an element, and a lot of other things with each suit. So we're going to talk about my interpretation of it. Others may vary, and I know others vary. So, you know, whatever sounds right to you, whatever resonates with you, that's the right thing to do. So let's start our lesson on aces. The first aces we're going to talk about are the Ace of Swords. Now, the swords for me are east, they're air, they're mental. I have 5 different aces for you. And what I'm going to do is talk about each, show you each, and then give you a scan that's going to have each card in like a 5-second scan, so you'll see them right in a row so you can kind of have a visual of them. The first we're going to start with, I'm using Rider-Waite decks only, Rider-Waite clone decks only in this. So the first one we're going to start with, the Ace of Swords from the Rider-Waite Smith deck. I add Smith to it to honor Pamela Coleman Smith, Pixie, because when they first did the decks, it was Rider-Waite, and they didn't honor the artist, and I think that's a shame for as iconic as she's become. So we have the sword up thrust, the cloud hand, the yods, those are the little yellow things, the 6 of them, the Laurel Wreath. This is just pretty much tarot when people see it. This is from the Pamela Smith Coleman commemorative deck. U.S. Games released it a year or two ago. It was a excuse me, 100th anniversary for Pamela Coleman Smith Pixie. Now, going to another deck, I want you to think about what you saw in that deck. Hand, sword, cloud, yods, the iconic stuff of that one. We're going to take a look at some other decks and see how they did it. From the Borderless Deviant Moon Tarot, the Ace of Swords. Female holding a sword. Now the sword is wrapped in a similar, so you've got that similar green going on there. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a hidden 6 yellow points. It could be the yods. And that's done in Patrick Valenza's style, which is just quirky, macabre, different. A lot of people don't like this deck. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I've really grown to love it. And this is the borderless one. As soon as I find the non-borderless one, the original one, I'm going to do a comparison. I can't locate it. I had it in my hands and it's gone walkabout. Now the next is from Animalis Os Fortunas. If you watch the October 26th through November 1st Taroscopes, you would have seen a lot of this deck. And there it is. This is a Bone Fortune deck. It's black and white. You still have the sword. You have a semblance of a cloud. None of the greenery's in there. But you still have that up thrust sword. Now we're going to look at the Ace of Swords. It's a different interpretation. Because of the way Lisa Hunt does her artwork, she often does scenes that you have to look into and you get a lot from the scene. I do not know the tale behind this because I forgot to look it up, but there is her Ace of Swords. Now, there is the sword very clearly right there. This is up in the air. It's all the energy of thoughts and all the possibilities of thoughts coming at this person. So it's a nice interpretation. It is significantly different from some of the others, and it's one of the reasons I pulled that deck. Now, here we go for the Ace of Swords from the Alice in Wonderland Tarot. This is the brand new one by Karen Mahoney and Alex, Magic Realism. Baba Studio. They're now going by Baba Studio. I apologize. It's this one. And very colorful. No cloud, but coming in, and obviously being held by an invisible hand, is the knife as a sword. And I like this because the potential of putting butter on your toast, that thought of making something better. That's a good thing for me for the sword. That's how I key into that card. Last but not least is an out-of-print deck that is one of my prizes. I really wanted this deck badly, so it was a long while coming, but it's from the Victoria Regina, or Regina Tarot. And here is the Ace of Swords. You have the hand. Now they use guns as swords here. So this is a pistol pointing straight up. A loaded gun has a lot of potential, but that's a really different interpretation of the Ace of Swords. So I hope that when you think of swords, when you think of the mental aspect of this card, and the aces, think of potential, think of what could happen, think of what might come. It's not a definite. I often tell my writer friends that it's a new project percolating in the head. Now let's look at wands. Wands are fire, they're south, they're passion for me. They're fire energy, so they tend to be faster for me, just as a suit. The iconic Rider-Waite-Smith Ace of Wands. Yes, indeed, that's a phallic symbol wand, guys. And again, green. We've got the growth, and we've got more mountain here. Do you see that? From the Ace of Swords is a little more mountain showing. And the hand is reaching from the right side of the card. The left side of the card was the other one. That's an important thing to think about. The Ace of Wands from the Deviant Moon, the borderless edition. Very colorful, very vivid, and speaks to the fertility. The Ace of Wands is very often a fertility, you're going to be pregnant, you are pregnant card. Again, with the crown, he does crowns, I believe, on all of his all of his aces will look. The child. And there's a hand. Oh, that's a different hand. Let's look at that. She's holding the baby. There's another hand coming in, or she's three-handed. In Patrick's world, she might be. From the Animals of Fortuna, the Ace of Wands, the Flames. It gives a nod with those mountains in the back to the iconic Rider-Waite-Smith. And it's a bone. Lisa Hunt's Ace of Wands. You have to think here. And I like that about her decks. You see this one right here? There's the wand. All the potential, all the light potential into that dark forest. All the possibilities of following your passionate path. And there's actually, you may not be able to see him, maybe in the scan you can, there's a little bitty guy right there. Hard to see, I know, I'm sorry. Ace of Wands on the Alice of Wonderland deck cracks me up. Well, it's not Alice of Wonderland, it's the Alice Tarot. I apologize. It is one of the croquet mallets. And there's a little hedgehog ball. So that's the potential of a game. The potential of something fun. The potential of whacking that hedgehog with a flamingo. So it's a different Ace of Wands, but it's one if you're going to have to adjust your mind as you get to different decks. As you start reading with different tarot decks, you have to kind of go, okay, what is my base meaning? How does that fit? What else do I get? You know, don't block yourself. Don't say, well, the Ace of Wands only means this. Open up to intuition, guys. That's the reason I read tarot. And that's why I'm teaching this way, is I want y'all to learn different ways of looking at tarot. And I'll do different groups like this, and I'll probably use different decks. I'll try to always use the Rider-Waite as a start, as a base. Now, from the Victoria Regina, a pen as wands. Now I'm going to say that I believe they must have switched. Their swords may be their fire and these may be their air, but that's okay. I'm still putting it in fire for me, because for me writing is passion. So, you know, I write as Mary Lou Mann. We have a box set coming out called Sweet Sensations. Sweet Sinful. I can't remember, but I'll put a link in the drop down. It's 99 cents right now. Once it goes live, it's going to go up. So grab it now. Don't wait. And there's a couple other box sets that we're doing also. We're not in them, but my friends are, so I'll put them all in there. Okay? And this one does have the hand, the Ace of Wands, reaching down. Now remember, the Ace of Swords in the Victoria Regina is reaching up and now down. So again, think about, it's a good thing to look at your deck and lay out the different, you know, all the ones, all the twos, and look at what's similar, see what they're tying into each other. We're moving over to the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is emotion, it's water, it's west, fall. I don't think I did spring, summer for those other two, but those are some of my associations. Again, the dove flying down with the Christian disc of peace. I believe that's supposed to be the manna we get at communion. The overflowing cup, the palm, all the little yods. Some of them are not quite yods, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be. The lotus down here, again, the hand coming out. So lots of imagery. Ace of Cups and the animals of Fortuna. Does the overflowing cup. Right? And I love how the water's just coming down bloop, right from the center. Now, the gorgeous Ace of Cups on the D. If you like color, if color really appeals to you, this deck is just amazingly fun. Patrick Valenza really indulges in color and vividness. Here's his Ace of Cups. She's winged. Many of his moon people are winged. Look at the moon, though. Look at the breath of the moon coming down to fill the cup. Emotions, intuition. Really nice touch. Okay. Lisa Hunt's Ghost and Spirits Ace of Cups really imbues the idea of the beginning of love, a relationship, that seed of that kind of emotional connection. He has the cup. See? So again, her cards are very, they're not, people aren't going to look at them and go, oh, that's just a Rider-Waite clone. Yeah, they are, but there's a lot more going on in them. And knowing the stories in Lisa's decks really helps. So that's an important thing to remember. Alice in Wonderland, Eat Me, Drink Me. We are in the drink me phase for the Ace of Cups. It's a perfect Ace of Cups. All right, it's the potential, it's the seed. Will she drink it? Will she not? Will she take on that energy? So, a good card for the Ace of Cups. Again, the Victoria Regina makes me giggle with this one, because the Ace of Cups is basically a mason jar, or a type of jar. I don't know which jar it is, but it's an improved jar. And this is open, and there's nothing in it yet. It's ready to be filled. So this talks about the potential, the opening, the bring it on in universe kind of thing that the Ace of Cups can be. Our last ace, our last group of aces, is the Ace of Pentacles, or coins, stones, bones. I'll look at some decks that have different names for different suits, and we can kind of talk about how those work. Because some people they're not as fond of them. For me, it really depends on how they name them. Can I key in immediately? The operatic tarot, Tarot of the Ring cycle that I just did, was a little difficult for me. I'd have to memorize some of the suits. But here is the iconic. Coming in from the other side of the other one, there is the path and the gateway of the Ace of Pentacles. That's a big one for me because it talks about your opportunity possibility. It talks about what's coming. This is a job card for me. It's often about promotion or a new job coming, because that's how I think of Pentacles. It's community, wealth, money, jobs. Speaking of wealth, the Deviant Moon has a dragon with the Ace of Pentacles. A dragon's hoard. What a better way to start your coin suit. And I love the inside of that. It's like a shield almost, but it's a spiral. I don't know if you can see that. It's a spiral going into an infinity. Possibilities, people. Possibilities. Now this is a fun, the Animals of Fortuna. And the reason I like it is because I don't know what kind of animal it might be. Maybe an oyster? Oyster. Can you tell I'm from Louisiana? Oyster. The Ace of Pentacles. Now, to me, this almost looks like a hand holding it. Almost. I don't think it's supposed to be, but it almost has that semblance of it. And if that's an oyster, again, potential, money, growth, job, blah, blah, blah. The Ace of Pentacles here. You got to pay attention in this card. Dude at the top. But the real ace is here. It's the little thing he's going after. But look at the path up or the path down. Growth and potential growth. And we were drink me on the Ace of Cups for Alice. We'd be eat me for the Ace of Coins. Again, pentacles, coins, discs. I like that Alice shows up on both the aces there. The Ace of Coins here. It makes sense. It's a pocket watch. Time. That's a great community. It's a great resource. But I don't know if you can see or not, but it says Montgomery Ward and Company, Chicago. And this is the Victoria Regina deck. I'll do a review on that even though it's no longer available. So when you're doing work with aces, you can do a really short, easy tarot spread. Lay your aces out from whatever your deck you're using, and then shuffle and focus on what do you need about growth potential in those areas. So what do you need to know about growth potential in your mental area, your swords? Lay a card on the Ace of Swords. What do you need to know about mental in your passion, not mental, but beginning, opportunity in your passion? Lay a card on your Ace of Wands. What do you need to know about potential in your emotions, in your love? Put a card on the Cups. What do you need to know about potential in the money area, community, jobs? Lay a card there. And then look at the cards you got. Now, if you want to go a step further, put the Fool down in the center and play a card there for what do you need overall to know about your beginnings and your opportunities. Because the Fool can be an ace in a way. He is the potential. But he's also the card that he or she that exists between the magician in the world. He weaves in and out. He's not actually, he's a 0 for a reason. But we'll go into that at a later date. We'll do some comparisons on the major arcana. I just wanted to start with the aces because the potential is always there. May the odds be ever in your favor. I don't know why the Hunger Games makes me want to quote it now. But I'm Arwen of Tarot by Arwen. I teach tarot. I read tarot. I love tarot. This channel is expanding into some more witchy pagan topics. You'll see me doing some reviews on some other products that I think are interesting and things I want to show you. Try to do some giveaways, that sort of thing. Speaking of giveaways, 1333 contest is coming up. We are super close, like under 50 people. So get out there and get some more people to subscribe so we can get that contest out of the way and see where the next contest is. Hey, seek joy, y'all. Pass it on.